Welcome back, everybody, to Rimworld. Today, we have Wave 100 immediately on our way. Luckily, I was kind of concerned that Wave 100 would be another, what do they call the tremendous raids or something like that? This time, nothing to worry about. Just a whole bunch of, I've actually not looked. There might be a lot of them, but it's khamenman hunting mega sloths. That's not too bad at all. Actually, there's quite a lot. 21. We should be fine, right? It's just a few mega sloths, so I imagine they're too heavy to set off the bear traps. So we might want to take the fight to them. We might want to come outside of the killbot, sort of stack ourselves up inside the chunks and gun them down as they run over. Otherwise, we're looking at every single bear trap. I suppose all we have to do is reset them, right? You know what? Let's not risk anything. Let's not take any major risks. We're gonna, speaking of major risks here, we are gonna take action very quickly early on today to stop 5. 5 is very powerful. 5 is also extremely dangerous in killing more of our colonists than any raid ever have in the past 100 raids. So that's not technically true. I think he's only killed 3 people so far, and we did have a raid that killed like 5 people simultaneously. So we just need to be very careful about it. I'm going to lock him in a room, I think. We'll just use him as a constant processor. I've been told that if we upload 0 to 5's brain, it will stop 5 going on his murderous rampages. And that was something I wanted to do anyway, because of course Droid 0, our assimilator bot, is way more important than the current, you know, memory of Tanner, whoever the hell Tanner is. So we'll upload 0 to 5, rename 5 to 0 at that stage when his brain's on there. Takes all of 0's skills, so we'll still have the intellectual, the social, whatever else. Lose some of the crafting bonuses or whatever. More importantly, it won't be a psychopath. It would have all the powers of 5 with all of the mighty brain power of 0, and I think that's a nice little middle ground to go for. Now, unfortunately, they don't set off the bear traps there, so this is just going to be... It's going to be kind of tragic that we'll just have to reset all of these without anything to worry about. They will obviously get mangled by the barbed wire a little bit, so that will help us out a tiny, tiny little small amount. It really won't make much difference there. Oh god, I need to change the defensive positions. Otherwise, it's going to be still technically within the old killbox layers. Okay, everybody get your guns out. Might not be relevant. I think the turrets alone could probably deal with this, but just to be as safe as possible, I think we probably want to get everybody equipped. Smellbot 2. Oh god, these guys are reset again. Hey, come into position. Now that we've got this bigger killbox, we might as well put it to good use. Faye has gone berserk. Who the hell is Faye? Mind-shattering pain. Someone in the prison? You are just gonna die. If you open that door, you are gonna die, Faye. I'm sorry. Don't do it. We need your brain for the brain melding anyway. Okay. When these guys are in position, I'm gonna make sure we resave all of their defensive positions now that we've got them in a place that's a bit safer. Right, there we go. Save defensive positions. And then who else have we got? Actually, you need to come into a better zone. There we go. That's better. Okay, so save that one. Where is 0 right now? Get him out of there. Get him out of there. I do not trust him anywhere near 5. 5 cannot be trusted. I think what we'll do is probably seal up the research lab. Reinstall the Rimatomics bench outside of that room so that 0 can still do research, but he'll just take control of the Rimatomics stuff and then leave 0 to do the regular stuff. You just can't be in fact, we can't even reinstall it there, so I might as well just build a fresh one and leave it all sealed shut. Sorry, 5, but you are just not very fun at all. Let's move him as far away as possible so that we don't have to concern ourselves with making 0 run for his life if 5 does go on a mental, does go a bit berserk there. So save that position, and let's bring you over here and save your new position as well. I get the impression our sloths are here. Okay. Oh god, they actually got way further than I thought, though. They are dying on the barbed wire. We should still be good, right? It's just a bunch of sloths. Let's turn the speed up here. Okay. There we go. Well, look, we're making good use of the effective range now, though. Unfortunately, this guy, I do need to rearrange the guys with the shotguns a bit more, because obviously he can't hit right now, so let's bring Promotion Bot round here. Same with Repair Bot as well, and then people like this other Repair Bot and Repair Bot 5, we can move to the top layers instead. There we go. So making the most out of everybody. Cleaning Bot also needs a defensive position. There we go. Now, that's a problem. We've done so much damage to the wall that the Mega Sloths have actually broken through. I still don't think they're going to pose any threat, but that's not very good. We might need to add... Oh, Christ, they're getting a bit close there. We might need to have multiple layers to the actual area of the killbots where we let people in and out, because otherwise our enemies... I mean, it's a good job they were Mega Sloths and not anything more lethal like, I don't know, big old mechanoids or anything like that. Yeah, that's a bit frustrating, but hey, plenty of meat for a long time, seeing as that was a problem that we had yesterday, no meals. Yeah, man, we need to... I think we just need to fortify this whole area and move the door probably to up here instead. The reason I put in that door was so that we can get prisoners to the prison a lot sooner, so that obviously we can try and harvest up some brains. But that's not going to work. We need to just really fortify this build up out with a load of walls or something like that. There we go. Let's do that instead. Top priority then. Let's seal up 5. Let's seal up 5. What I will build then, quickly before we do seal him up, is an android charging station. Otherwise, he won't have any food, and that would not be very good. So we'll put one immediately next to the desk, so in theory, he can just sit there infinitely. We'll have him build it himself. Why don't we have him seal himself in his own coffin? Just as a real just vulgar display of power there. Let's also get rid of these damn doors as well, and lock him in his coffin. Oh, god damn, I thought that was him then. We need to be so careful about this guy. Assaulting spree. Okay. Right, okay. Now, it was said in the comment section yesterday that one way we could deal with him is whenever he goes on a murderous rampage, just arrest him and release him again. The only issue is he might go berserk, and if he goes berserk, we've seen the damage he can do. We're looking at probably our entire colony being wiped out at that stage. Okay. He calmed him. He caught his Uncle Lamoose, but he managed to calm him down, and that's all that's important here. Imagine calling a robot's Uncle Lamoose. That's just the worst insult you could have done. I thought you were supposed to be smart, 5. All right, Repairbot, get out of there. Repairbot, get out of there. Leave him to his own devices here. Right, get working on that marble wall. I don't know if he will never smash down a wall, will he? Even on a tantrum, the chance of that occurring is so impossibly low. Let's finish off this Android charging station then. And then when that's done, we can officially lock him up and never have to look at him again. Oh, his skill's still allowed to build that. Repairbot, can you do that one? There we go. 5, do not go anywhere. 5, you fucking come back here. Don't you leave. Okay, so now we need to go to 5 and say use battery instead of eating food, and then we'll have him build his bedroom as well. No, leave him there. For God's sake, get out of there. Okay, and finally, let's get you building this wall. He's sealed. We're fine. Everything's good. So he's sealed in his little research lab. That we couldn't, move over anyway. Sure, we could have dismounted it to get some components out of it, but I think this is the much safer bet. Let's get him building up his bedroom as well, just to keep his mood as high as possible. We don't want him just constantly wandering around in sadness for being locked in this tomb the rest of his life. Another method that was suggested yesterday for dealing with the issue of rocket launchers would just be put a load of decoys around. Because in theory, those might be able to, I don't know how they work, I don't know how likely an enemy is to target it, but they're very, very cheap. 40 cloth and 40 wood. Well, luckily we just had a massive haul of cloth there as well. We could just put these around. And when I say put them around, I mean literally just dot them around everywhere. Try and bait out a lot of the enemy rocket launchers. Maybe the more we have, the more chance enemies have of targeting them. So I'm happy just to put a shitload of these things down. We'll have to unrestrict our people for some time. So let's go ahead and just say unrestricted. Let them do whatever. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff out there to haul as well. Blueprints, whatever else. We might as well get into the base. That's good. Okay. That's fine. Is that all the trenches dug that we possibly can have? I'd like to sort of reinforce this wall a little bit as well. Bear in mind, that's going to get shot to bits on this side. Very nice. It was another suggestion as well was to put down some of these crazy double autocannons or even the charged railguns that have a crazy range. Put them on this side, inside the mountain, with some embrasure and whatnot, and pick off enemies from a great distance. That way, we also can hook them up to a switch and turn them off, so enemies will ignore them when they're switched off at the same time. Believe that works anyway. That's not a bad idea, because that way we could really use the range to our advantage. Right now, it's kind of going to waste a little bit, because it can only cover roughly half of the kill box. Don't get me wrong, it can cover the effective parts of the kill box, but where it is right now, it's not super relevant. That, I think, is what we need, isn't it? The Sky Mind antenna. Allows you to build a Sky Mind antenna, which serves as the basis for transfer of consciousness from one colonist to another. Transfer 0 into 5, and then just get rid of 0's old body. Or keep Tanner, inverted commas, number 5, trapped inside 0. But he would still be a murderous bot if we did that. Oh, that's so good. Okay, this seems like exactly what we're after then. He's also finished his bedroom there. I also thought I'd use a little bit of the extra marble blocks there to build him a little horseshoe pin. Now, another thing is I've disabled a couple of these brain processors. Each one uses up 500 watts. To be honest, I'm probably going to turn off these ones as well. Simply because we haven't really got the power for... We haven't got enough power for the entire base right now. And we really do not need the research. I mean, look at the research, the speed at which it increases. Even with... You know what, we might be able to turn off all of this shit, and I think it would still... Obviously, I'll turn them on when we get our Rim Atomics nuclear power plant set up or something like that, because they're cool. But at this stage, I think it's kind of unnecessary. Even that's going incredibly fast. So we'll just leave him in there constantly. Bear in mind, he's around the clock research now. Never needs to leave for food, because he's got his Android charging station literally right next to him. What I need to do, though, is set it so that 5 is also set to repair. Otherwise, things like the Android charging station, for example, will slowly over time degrade to the point that it breaks, and then we need to send someone in there with some components. So as long as he is set to do that first before everything else, in theory, this lab should now just be self-sustaining. We should never have to look at it again. Let's also set that to be owned by 5, just see if that gives him a slight mood boost. No, he doesn't care. Trapped indoors. You're goddamn right. You've proven yourself that you need to be trapped indoors. Nice. And that was the research he was going for after all. Let's find tier 4 androids. Now, on the subject of that yesterday, we kind of had a bit of a discussion in the YouTube comments about whether or not it'd even be worth upgrading past tier 2 androids, because tier 3 and tier 4 androids then start becoming sentient, which means that we would have to manage their moods, build them bedrooms, give them lavish meals, whatever else to ensure the continued survival of the colony. To be honest, it's such a major inconvenience that it's probably not worth it. I don't think it would be necessary to get tier 3 and tier 4 androids. Sure, they move slightly faster, they work slightly faster, But what I said in response to that is, why don't we just build the tier 2 androids with the amount of skill that they're getting anyway? Because obviously they're all becoming good shooters because they spend a fair amount of time shooting and repairing. So our construction bots are already very good, probably better than a decently skilled tier 3 or tier 4 android. But instead, we could spend those extra resources that we're saving on the upgraded components for them. So giving them these manual upgrades, or giving them the advanced, the high power legs and arms instead. Oh man, we've got all sorts of advanced gear now. Advanced power converter, advanced bioreactor, mechanite storage. Wow, look at all of this stuff. I need to take a look through and actually see what each separate one does. Advanced, create overcharged mechanite pump. Can be installed on tier 4, tier 5, and hell units. Okay. Repurpose Lucifer and mechanites to aid in robotic healing. Oh, look at that. The price of intense heat generation that could fry a robot from the inside out, so we also need to keep it cool with a bit of liquid cooling or something like that. Very nice. Okay, speaking of keeping things cool, I think it's time we started freezing this mountain base so that it's impervious to any sort of insect incursion. So why don't we start with... Let's start with 4 coolers. Now, we've taken off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... We've also turned off the quad brain processor, because right now, I mean, look at the speed he's going through tier 4 androids, even without those things. That saved us, I mean, a few thousand watts right there. So, and how much do coolers take up a piece? 200 watts. We could build, like, honestly, we could build 10 of these, and it would still not be as much as the amount of brain processors we've had going on right there. Oh, shit, we're out of steel. Damn it, they started installing the coolers, despite the fact, oh, sorry, the vents, despite the fact that we have no steel. Now they've let 5 out. Damn it. I mean, there's plenty of steel kicking around, actually, in this area that we did want to sort of harvest out to maybe put down some more coolers anyway. So I guess we'll, just go mine this out for the timing. That's frustrating. Okay. Forget it then. Forget I said anything. For the timing, I mean, if insects spawn in there, God help them, because 5's in there. So let's just rebuild those walls temporarily, because that could be, that could end up being a slight concern. I'd rather not let him loose at all, or at least when we start building stuff, make sure that we are ready to block him back up straight away. There you go. Go on with that one. There we are. We're fine. Nothing to worry about. Basic power claws. Develop converted android arm replacements. The most impressive. So this is this is like an additional mod, not made by the original mod author, from what I recall, called the Heldrone extension, which adds assimilators, essentially what we wanted to do with the whole series, which is why I've added it here. But some of it seems very, very powerful. So whether we touch on any of it remains to be seen. But it seems pretty goddamn good. Was that under this one, or is it under a different tab entirely? Hell units, there we are. So we can build these hell units, extremely tough, strong, and agile robots that are known throughout the world for their power. So I guess they're more combat-related things. That sounds exactly what we need, like a combat-specific drone. And then these guys can all just be our utility drones hiding outside in the mountain and hiding out in the mountain and just doing the work that we need. Mine. Oh, that's so good. Right then, so what we'll do is we'll send 0 to go and trade with them, and we'll buy ourselves... Oh, shit, do we not have a trade beacon? Oh, no. The trade beacon is locked in with 5. Okay, 5, you trade with them. I don't really mind too much. We want to buy as much steel as possible. I didn't realize quite how bad things have gotten with that. They don't sell steel. Are you kidding me? This Stellar Mining Company don't sell steel. Good. They sell uncured plasteel. They sell uranium, which we will need a fair amount of. Bear in mind, if we do want to start looking at atomics relatively soon. Yikes, even just 100 is going to be expensive. Can we sell them something? Oh, we can sell them all this random leather we picked up. Dog leather, light leather, panther leather. We don't want any of this crap. Get rid of it all. There we are. Oh, that alone is an absurd amount of stuff. I guess from all of the various Manhunter packs we've had bought in. Fine. Buy as much uranium as we can get in that stage, because we need the fuel. Or maybe not. Let's go for like 300. Let's go for 600 in that case. Oh, it's too expensive. Even that is 438. Damn, not even remotely close. That's fine. That's more than enough. Do we want to sell them anything else? Yeah, I'll sell them all this random crappy drugs as well. The one big task I really want to focus for today then is Rimworld, and I've kind of got a good idea of how this goes. So I was actually looking at the deep oil well. Ignore that. That's for after you've sort of exhausted your regular oil wells. I don't know how the hell you'd ever go up to that stage. But basically, it's very similar if you've ever used the hygiene mod, say, for example. You can see underground water deposits. This is very similar. So you can see these massive, and one drill, it looks as if the oil well connects up to the entire, I don't know how you want to describe it, the oil cap there. So that one's got around 400,000. This one's got 55,000. So I guess it doesn't really matter where you put the drill on this cap. It will always be able to have access to the whole thing. Conveniently for us, there's a big one inside our very sort of defended section of our base. So we could put our oil well, like right here, I assume, and it should work fine. It will block the wind turbine, but to be honest, We're destroying nature, tearing down wind turbines to build oil wells instead. Our America. Okay, so it's 120 steel, which we obviously don't have right now, but that will be something we try as soon as possible. It seems a lot more simple than I made it out to be. We also need, obviously, some sort of oil storage as well. Again, more steel. Russian, that miner didn't sell any. I have told them to dig all of this stuff out, though, just so that we can try and fund it at some stage. And a raid. Androids from the hills to the uprising. Finally, we'll be able to see if our... Is that it? 40 androids? Although I guess if they're high-tier androids, it could be a lot more lethal. It's kind of difficult to tell, isn't it? We've got a couple of tier 3 androids in there. What weapons have they got? So no explosives, but I suppose I imagine the decoys are built at this stage. We'll be able to see if that works. So none of our colonists are outside the walls, which is nice to see. Where are those Oh, they're yeah, I can see them. Yeah, we've got a few lying around. I like that I couldn't even see them at that point. Right, so let's go ahead and set everybody back to hometown, then just stop them running around. And I think we'll get everyone into defensive positions. I mean, given the amount of traps, the barbed wire, and everything else we've got right now, and our much more optimized kill box, this might just be a complete slaughter fest for us. As in, we're going to be the ones doing the slaughtering, I hope. They are firing at the decoys. Look at that, working as intended. The only issue is there's nothing to stop, I guess, other people gunning them down. So really just build one after each raid would probably make more sense. If we build this many, they're just going to get killed. They do drop their resources back, though. They only cost that much to... Oh, no, they drop half. Oh, God, okay, that's a really bad investment then in that case. So we want to build a few of those per raid. Maybe just a couple in this area here to bait them out. Oh, my God, they've actually shot one another many times, too. That's really funny. And it split their raiders up. Oh, that's interesting. That's providing us a really weird sort of strategic advantage in that... We can thin the herd out and kill off this first group. Say that we do eventually get up to the state where there are raids of, I don't know, 500 people. If 250 get distracted by a bunch of decoys and 250 going through the kill box, that makes our lives significantly easier. And they're fleeing. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So just as the other steps started to come through, they're now all going to flee. There we go, with barely any broken doors as well. Except Wright's going to go butt wild and try and smash the rest of the doors down. He's doing a very good job, is he? We also got some extra weapons, which I completely forgot to equip. We got ourselves a charged minigun. This was in our daily orbital drop-off there. We've got ourselves a charged LMG. We've got ourselves charged pistols. Obviously, grenade launcher is kind of relevant. We might want to start breaking down these charged weaponry then. Like charged pistols, I think especially. We're probably getting a bit past now. So I'm going to go over to smelt weapon. Let's go to ranged weapons and add those now onto the list as well. There we go. Miniguns, I might start breaking them down. Honestly, don't think they're necessary, although it would be fun to have everybody with a minigun. We're getting to charge minigun territory, which is, you would assume, just infinitely better, right? RepairBot 3 apparently doesn't even have a gun. I think I gave it to someone else. Here, come grab this LMG then. And what is it? RepairBot 4 has only a pistol. He's got good shooting, but let's give him the charged minigun. And then... I think that's basically it. Zero probably has the worst weapon out of everyone right now. You know what? No, Zero gets the charge minigun. Get out of here. He's getting the upgrade. And then we'll give RepairBot some of the more garbage stuff. So you carry on with the LMG, and then go with the pistol, can have the SMG. So we're getting some pretty good upgrades into the system. We're getting around 500 steel. That should be enough to make a decent headway into the Rimmerfella stuff, while we also work on, obviously, digging out a zone for our nuclear power plant, whatever else. Don't know how we're going to cool it. That could be a concern. I mean, this area, as long as we keep it fairly well defended, will always fall last, in theory, if we just cover it in a load of walls. The only problem with that is drop pods, but we won't worry about that. I was thinking we could obviously use water cooling for once to cool the nuclear reactor, or maybe put a giant cooling tower on the beach, something like that. Otherwise, this is going to be very difficult to manage. Right, so I'm starting to rebuild the kill box as well, because that could be a bit of a concern otherwise. And then we get some embrasures down so that we can potentially fall back to the mountain base as our final form of defense. Now, what I've also done then is the coolers are built, and I've set them to -9. The whole base is -7 overall. That includes these other side rooms, so this one's -4. Obviously, we do need to build some vents up into 5, but that's pretty good. I think that's okay. Obviously, we don't really need that door there, but just keep it as separate rooms. It's probably not a bad idea. That should stop a lot of infestations. Still, this area is obviously a little bit dangerous, obviously the kill box itself. I don't think there's going to be any way to cool the kill box, or the secondary kill box, unless they get through into here. Yeah, there's going to be no way we can do that, because we can't seal it to keep temperature in and seal it to keep enemies out. Oh, more steel. Thank God. That's so good, because we actually did run out before we were able to get these, this crude oil storage done. Is the kill box all rebuilt? Because I'm assuming that's still top priority. Yeah, they've got a couple more traps to set back up. But besides that, this is so good. What I also need to do... Where is he going? Oh! I saw the decoy, and I thought it was one of our people walking around. I was going to say I thought I'd restricted the area. Well, it works. Congratulations, whoever made that mod. You fooled me as well. Okay, In that case, we might not want to have this decoy kicking around in here then. So let's move those over. We also don't want this many as well. Let's go and select all. Yeah, so I'm going to remove that. And we don't want them firing rocket launchers, say they come from down here, directly at this entrance area. That wouldn't be very good. We want to put them in a place whereby they're going to fire rockets and it's going to have no damage on our base, preferably. Bulk goods trader, very good to hear. 5? See if they got some steel for me, because we are really struggling with that. They don't have steel, but they do have camels. In fact, they might still have steel. Yeah, they've got a load of it. Okay. So, sell us all your steel, old man. We'll sell you in exchange some really garbage clothes that no one wants to wear. But this room directly up here, I think I'm actually going to turn into a recreation room, food storage area, kitchen sort of zone, just a living zone for our androids so that they don't have to keep relying on that other area. Now, one of the reasons I grew this much cloth is so that we can start putting down carpets, obviously for a bit more comfort there. What do they give it, like a beauty bonus of 1 or something like that? 2? You spoil me. Okay, well, we'll put some of those down then at the same time. We'll sort of cover this whole area, and that should be big enough for, like I said, recreation. We'll add on a little bit. Maybe this back area we can mine out up to the... Oh, 500 days. Recreation starved. What do you mean? I gave you a marble horseshoes pin, you coward. You know what? Leave him to it. It doesn't matter too much. Oh, no. Our average research is going to drop very, very slightly. There we go. So this is going to be a hopefully luxurious room. We'll get all of this stuff reinstalled. Then we can take this whole room out as well and just focus on being able to tap into this oil well. Right, there we go. So those are done now then. So the next thing we want to build is, as funnily enough, an oil well. So we want to go for one of these, and that can tap that whole cap, huh? Oh, you can build them indoors? Whoa. Hold on. Hold on. This changes everything. I don't see why not, in hindsight. It's not like they have any sort of, yeah, why not? What's the point in building it all out here and risking... Oh, God, I can't reinstall them. Blech! Okay, never mind. Forget I did anything. God damn it, okay. Well, if I'd have known that, then... I just assume it wouldn't be able to fit under a roof, given it's an oil well. But that was quite foolish of me, so that's 200 steel. Not necessarily 200 steel lost. We're probably going to lose 100 steel overall, because you get back half of your input. I just don't want to leave things outdoors like this. You know, I don't want any of this area, just in case we do get drop pods coming down. All of this is vulnerable, and it's just not good that if we're going to rely on all this oil to have... Oh, no. Every colonist of the male gender Winston Payne, which is everyone, by the way. That's fantastic. Gonna have to get this mood room built as soon as possible. Next wave in 0 hours. Everybody take up defensive positions then. That's good. That's a nice little bit of progress, though, and obviously smoothing this area out. It's starting to look a bit more like a base now and just, rather than a hollowed-out cave. Group from the... Oh, more androids. God damn, okay. This time we are looking at still just boring technology, really. They're sort of the I would say they're the gap between sort of the Outlanders and just tribal. And then above, obviously, Outlanders, you have your pirates, but it's just not very impressive, is it? That these androids will turn up with arguably the lowest tech out of all the people besides tribal. My poor decoys. You gave your life for a good cause. Thank you. You can rest now. Rest easy. Okay, here we go. Oh, repair bot 3. This mental break came at a really bad time. I think we're still alright, but it's not ideal, is it? Or this psychic wave, I should say. Right, everybody get your guns out. We've got some really good weaponry, though. We're basically fully in charge territory now, huh? There we go. Okay, 0. You've got the... To be honest, if we're not putting 0 on the front lines, why have I given him the charged minigun is what I'm finding myself asking. Why bother giving him any armor at all? I mean, I need him to... We could just build him another research bench so that he can help and contribute to things when 5 is being a big whiny bitch. For the time being, stay in there. But before next raid, I might get him to unequip his armor and everything, just focus him on being a proper workhorse instead. They actually might make it this time. We might actually be able to fight some raiders for once. This is incredible. Okay, forget I said anything. Forget I said anything. It's relevant. It's never... God damn it. Okay, fine. Get to the... It's a shame that it's all that rebuilding. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bothered at all by the fact that... Oh, cleaning bot. I'm not bothered at all by the fact that we're not putting our lives on the line and getting shot. We might need to crank the difficulty, though. I am very tempted to crank the difficulty up a little bit. We've made this kill box too good. Ooh, another charged shotgun there from the robots is quite nice. You are cremating robots, I'd like to point out, when we could be taking them apart for components. Never do that again. Send me that man's name. Oh, because it's just human-like corpses. Right, okay, and alien corpses, which are also robot corpses, by the way, count as that bollocks. Okay, my bad. There we go. So that should stop that from happening in the future. That's a shame. We're missing out a lot of components, basically. We need a second... Realistically, we need a second machining table so that we can still get through all the big android raids like that, but without having to worry about the corpses all piling up. And there we go, Hell units. Nice, that's what we're after. That's the big gain for this episode. Hell units sound very cool. Those are going to be our pure combat droid. And eventually, like I said, we can get to a stage where we can just have dedicated robots. Might even download all of these people into Hell Drones at some stage. That would be kind of fun. Riley's getting up and walking away. Riley was not even an android, was he? Oh, he was a tier 4 android. Let him go. Let him go. It's okay. We're not gonna hunt him down. That's a war crime. We don't do war crimes here. We have to do it, don't we? Sorry, why is the combat music playing? Is it because there's still one person on the map running away? Alex. Goodbye, Alex. You alone have triggered that. Let's build ourselves some Hell units. What do we need to do that? I assume we just build them at the regular android bench? Just get out of here with that shit. No building tier 3 androids. They're dangerous. Hell unit. There we are. Oh, you need AI persona cores. Luckily, we have 2 right now. Man, these seem super... We've got to build one. We've got to build one before today, right? Just to see what they do. These sound incredible. 15 crafting? You're a madman. Even 5. 5 transcendent. 14 out of 20. Well, shit. I wasn't expecting that. What's our next best crafter? 10. We've got to let 5 out. I hate to do it, but we've got to let him out to be able to build some androids for us. We need a way to keep him permanently locked in the lab to, like semi-frequently. I don't know how we're supposed to do that. What if we just give him the robotics production casket and some materials and let him build them in there and then release them when they're done? And then no. Okay, you know, it'd be a lot easier, instead of doing all that, it'd be a lot easier just to open the door, let him out, let him build these, and then send him in again. We need to get up his crafting a little bit more, though. So why don't we make some, I assume these Hell Drones, why don't we sink some resource into making these as powerful as possible? So we can make, composite plating. What does that do? Lowers their beauty? Okay, but gives them a slight bit of... So composite plating is the strongest one as well. Can't even install it onto the Hell units. What can we install onto Hell units, then? Plus trying to find a soldier upgrade. Okay, blah, 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 blah. I assume they can't take the soldier upgrade, then. No. Okay, interesting. What is this? Nanite slot. Oh, look at that. CPU. One use bank of nanites turned to... Tuned to repair broken android's artificial brain system related to old age. Right, okay, I see. So it's like fully replacing what would normally be sort of the equivalent, you know, how Rimworld colonists will get dementia at their old age. You can research them brain implants to obviously try and relieve that. I assume this is a similar system. Okay, so there is no crafting that we can apparently give to these. Can I take the arm replacements? Why don't we go for the advanced high power legs? No. Interesting. I have no idea if we can... Oh, right, so they can take robotic power claws. That sounds kind of fun. 3 advanced components, so it's very expensive. My god. I just need to make something. Bearing in mind, minus temperatures confer a work speed penalty. It's really not that bad at all. I would rather be able to live in complete safety and have a slight loss to our work speed than risk it, I think is fair to say. So I was going to build some of these. So 20 plus steel. Advanced components for bloody gloves. Are you kidding? Okay, never mind. You can make some marine armor. Those are also advanced components. Shit, they're expensive. I was going to say, I just want to build something that would be useful to help build up 5 skill a little bit there. But even then, it's not too relevant. Ballistic combat gun. We can make some more of those. Those were very powerful. Why don't we take a look at, instead, our weapons tab and see what the highest DPS out of everything craftable is? Sure. DPS, we're looking at... Fire extinguishers do a ridiculous amount of damage. Why? I think that might be against fires, though, huh? Yeah, ballistic combat guns still are our best crafting weapon. And they have a decent range to them as well. Fine. I guess we'll churn out a few more of those. They've got to be an upgrade from charge SMGs, right? Yes, freezing temperatures do indeed confer, I don't know if you saw that, a work speed penalty. It's lying to you. Don't believe it's lies. There you go. So we can just force that and he'll... Look at that. These tier 5 androids are too powerful. I'm so glad we're keeping them locked up, because I feel like it would make this just way too easy otherwise. My god. Granted, we did have an extreme amount of luck to find him as easily as we did. And how's his crafting skill looking, then? 14.90. It's not increasing. Despite the fact that he's got a... Oh, it is, just extremely slowly. My god, okay. Let's try that again, then. So, prioritize fabricating things. We are losing up a small amount of steel, but we've got a shitload of steel. Having mined out all of this area, we found a load more in there. Let's finish off this room, then. Let's go ahead and build this around and get the recreation stuff, for instance. I say the recreation stuff, we've got a billiards table, realistically, so let's not get ahead of ourselves here. There we go. Put down some sleeping spots or something like that as well. And 15.9. There we go. That took some time. So we want to... I'm going to get him to finish off that gun. Then I think we'll start him on the Hell Drones as soon as possible then. Oh, bulk goods trader might be able to buy back that steel that we just spent on the guns. I'm not going to say wasted, because they are apparently our highest DPS weaponry. So those are an investment, if anything else. It says that we don't have enough materials. What do we need then? Oh, 15 advanced components. Bloody hell, fucking hell. Those are so expensive. 15 advanced components, 19 uranium, 1 AI persona core, 4 gold. That seems a bit arbitrary. 15 advanced components. Do we even have advanced component manufacturing? We do. Okay, fair enough. So we're missing, I think just maybe churning out another 10 wouldn't hurt. Just always keep them in reserve. It might be good actually to put the fabrication bench in with with 5 because he's our most skilled crafter. Maybe we just let him out for times like these. Or maybe we give him full access to the workshop and lock everyone else out? No, that's not really fair, is it? You're probably also wondering what happened with the Rimmerfella stuff, seeing as we just sort of left them to it. We're almost done. They have to build a small amount more of the pipe there, so we need a little tiny bit more steel. We do have enough steel, right? Yeah, we've got loads of it. I thought for a second we might have accidentally used it all up. So, refueling oil well. So we have to use steel to refuel the pipes, I assume that is. Not entirely sure. And then we'll be able to see the progress of that on there. There we are. Right, so pipe stock line. What am I missing then? We actually need to automate it, I assume, to this stage. So, turn everything on. I think that's the first step dealt with. Honestly, it's kind of difficult to tell because it does say right now that it's not actually drilling. I thought maybe it would at least drill and fill up these tanks, but apparently we also need to, if we try and operate the machine, it says, cannot operate it because we need more connected refineries or crackers ready for work. So why don't we put down a crude cracker in that case? I feel personally attacked. Let's put one up there and then pipe that into the grid. I guess that's probably it at that stage. So this will apparently turn the crude oil into chem fuel. So this way we can obviously power the massive chem fuel power plants as well, or at least decent sized ones, or large chem fuel. That's what I was thinking of. This one, in theory, should allow us to churn out a decent amount of power, and that will let us turn the whole base back on. We could get our brain processor back enabled. Where's 5? Oh god, where's 5? Rearming steel back. No, you need to start churning out these hell drones because you can't be trusted to do anything else. Oh wow, here we go. Yeah, again, with the whole negative temperature warp speed, I think we can more or less ignore. Right, here we go. Our first ever hell drone. There it is. Oh god, it looks awful. Awful as in like scary, not as in bad. It looks a little tonally dissonant, I will admit, but it looks pretty scary, huh? Definitely suits the job of being a hell drone. What does it do? Brawler, Bloodlust, Hive Mind. There we go. What does that do? Units interconnected with this fellow Hellbots forming a deep connection with every one of them. Oh, that's fine. Welcome. Zero, I feel like you've lost control of this colony a little bit here. That's very scary, isn't it? Okay. So, I mean, what bonuses does he get in that case? Life hearts like high expectations. Try to hell unit. Shooting +4, melee +8, crafting +4. So is he just oh, he's immediately friends with everyone. That's nice. I like that. 5 in unit. Talked about fat people, and now they have an unbreakable bond. Very nice. What are you good at, then? Let's check out your information. Hell yeah, specialized form of android that surpasses even the most advanced human thanks to its incredibly efficient AI. This AI has had its moral parameters tweaked to allow for less emotional thinking in the face of combat or work, adding a reward system in place for completing its task without or winning a fight. Oh. So we might get mood bonuses if we kill people? Oh, that would be a bloodlust. Obviously. That's nice. Okay, very cool. Leather type tainted skin, very cool. What about its DPS is quite good for a base value there. Shooting accuracy, 93.5%. It seems fairly standard for the most part. Global speed, 200%. Ah, there you go. That'll be what we're looking at right there, then. So base value is 200. Multiplier for light. Yeah, whatever. That's interesting. So he seems like just a very good all-round. He looks scary, but he's just very driven. He's very ambitious. 5, you can go back to your lab now, never to murder any of my people again, if you don't mind. Drilling oil well. The oil derrick has been constructed, but the well still needs to be drilled. Oh! We actually need to drill it manually. Right, okay, so we send repair bot over here. There you go. That explains it. I was going to say, I mean, obviously we need one of these anyway, so it's not a big loss there. But we actually also need to have somebody drill the well. Makes a lot of sense. There we go. Does this churn out a load of heat? You kind of assume it would be. No, it's still minus 9. How long does that take? Drilling progress, 3.3%. It's going to take ages. To be fair, it's going to provide a lot of oil, so I'm fine with that. The Hellbot is so good with this little red hat. Holy shit, I love that he stayed on brand with the grey and red color scheme with his clothes as well. Very nice. Ratty apparel, soaking wet, unsightly environment. This place is luxurious. Look at that table. Actually, it is a bit shit, isn't it? I'm so sorry. 200 days of progress, and this is the recreation room we've ended up with. See how where our priorities have been, huh? You know what? I'm going to turn this into... You in no time. Unit, get out of here. You are going to see... Oh, my God. 5 talk with Unit about absolute units. I can't believe how long it took my brain to put that together. Okay, let's build ourselves some sort of fancy advanced chairs. 3 components? What sort of chairs are these that we're building? I'd rather use some of the ridiculous amount of cloth we've got instead. Oh, goddamn. Fine, you can have some 40 plasteel per chair, though. Ugh. Just build armchairs. They're armchairs, right? We've got so much cloth. Yeah, just put some of these down. There you go. You can dine at your dining table within an armchair. This is extreme decadence. Raid. Oh, God, I forgot about that. Pirates from Deep Shooters. Okay. Oh, no. They have Doomsday rocket launchers. And, okay, now, so tomorrow we'll find out if our decoy bait has finally worked. To be honest, we could have done with a couple more. How many have we got down right now? Just 2. With 3 different types of rocket launch coming in, that doesn't inspire much hope, does it? Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. He's a brawler? Ah, what? So he's going to be absolutely no use at combat. Do they always spawn in as brawler? Because that's really frustrating. Okay, we're going to have to build him a powerful melee weapon then and put him as at the end of the kill box or something like that to block our enemies. Thank you all for watching. Today has been absolutely incredible in terms of progress. We've got ourselves our hell unit. We've started working on our oil derrick. Obviously, we dug out this whole room here. We built 5 a bedroom. You're welcome, by the way. Not that you deserve it or anything like that. Everything's going pretty well. So all we've got to do next is build a nuclear power plant. Fairly straightforward, I think. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I think we made some pretty good progress for today. If you have any suggestions with regards to the Rimworld stuff, like I said, I don't really have much experience with that mod. The only things I've read up on are what I've been sent in Discord, and obviously like a setting up guide, a getting started guide. Besides that, the end game of it, I'm not entirely sure whether it will be something that will compete with Rim Atomics, but that remains to be seen. Thank you to the insane top tier level patrons for making the series possible in the first place, including, what do we make some patron hellbots? That's a good idea. Thank you to Alchemia, Anthony Gully, Sinikirito, at Moses, Average Gamer 419, Bacon Kitten, Ben Hoplin, Chesty, Grosses, Donald, Doolin of Gondolin, Fakuna Vasquez, Frederick, Gogolus, Harik, Harry McGowan, Iguana Squad, James Shea, Jonah Waters, Justin Wallace, Kaden Carter, Michael Mullen, Muskratful, Norstrus, Necrophil, and Palvis Presley, Rodin, Scott, Skaz, Smegma Stain, Somnus, Shay, T-Bag Cruz, The One Ring, Tom Terry 18, Tyler Kendall, Tyler McClam, Vacuous Bacchus, Varagon, William Green, and Sassy7011 for their support at the insane tier levels on Patreon. Thank you guys for making the channel possible in the first place. And a thank you as well goes out to Uwu Daddy, Astro, Adam Person, Andrew Walsh, Andrew Wilson, Anchor, Attila, Austin Taylor, Betimus Max, Better Valerian, Black Double H, Blood for the Blood God, Buen Gun, Chris, Corgi Circus, Stapper Go, David Van Diepen, Daniel Pete, Don, Dunk22 and 7, Emerald Beam, Foosh, Gabriel Van Ders, Gaz, Genji Circa, Gothamo, Gray, Hashidumar, I am Sagataire, Irotha, Icy the Great, Jackson P, Jay Lara, Jacob Wolfie, Jason Sushu, Jose, Jeebus Crust, Yoran DeVries, Jessica Smith, Job's Lucky Sister, Jilly Vondel, Joseph Beer, Justin Plock, Justin Rules, Justin Walters, Llewellyn, Thomas, Lepus, Luke Wallace, Manuel Bosic, Mastolp, Monty, Mosi Sampson, My Name Isn't Dio, Nathan Flores, Nathaniel Lindbergh, Nick, Noah Gallimore, Organised Confusion, Pan Samu, Panther Pearl, Payton Denisar, Russian Oligarch Billionaire, Brian Hooper, Sam Keir, Shardul, Shari, Smirtworm, Smooth Octopus, Socrates, Super Nanny 089, Sweet Tea, Talar, Voodoo Mambo, Boy Prince Kibo, Will Wade, Wilson Atef, Wolfie, Yellow4, Yorkus, Zach, Zetlock, and Zico2. See you guys all tomorrow.